We've always wanted to start a family, have a family. So that was a dream for sure.
Yeah, being one of 5 kids just kind of was inevitable. Wanted to have the big family, enjoy the kids running around. So it's kind of been an expectation, maybe more than just a dream. When we started trying, we were just thinking it would happen. There was no question that we were just going to have a family when we wanted to. But then a year later, a really hard, long year later, we were 0 for 12, and it started kind of weighing on us a little bit heavier.
Then we went to the doctor, and they recommended medications and then fertility treatments.
When none of the lower level treatments worked, that's when we were kind of given the okay to move forward with IVF. And I don't think we really knew what we were stepping into at the time. And it was really tough. After the first one didn't take, we were able to basically do like back-to-back months of IVF, which is pretty rare.
But we felt like it was an open door, and so we took it, and we ended up getting pregnant. Another build up to being hopeful again, feeling like this is it, it'll work, and then it didn't again. So
yeah, there were a lot of moments where it felt like that was the Lord's way of saying, I've got you, this is gonna work now. Like, you were faithful, I'm coming through. And then for those ones to also fall through, that was especially challenging to feel like, are we not hearing you right? Is this not your voice that's speaking to us? Like, what are we missing here?
So very frustrating, a lot of disappointment, a lot of discouragement. Just felt like, what now?
We had talked about adoption early in our relationship. I think before we had even gotten married, that's something that we both were interested in, if that's what the Lord offered. And it just felt like maybe now is actually the time. So Kate signed us up for an informational adoption session, and we go to the meeting and find out that it's $25,000 to do the adoption process. It felt impossible. It felt like that's a type of number that there's no way we can afford that.
We told our good friends about all the money that was needed, and they looked at us and they were like, just believe God for all the money. It was like nothing to them. So we took their advice and started a GoFundMe.
And within 6 days, we had over $30,000, which was way more than we even needed.
It was like, it's just the most humbling thing. Even though that was such a gift and something that we got to tangibly experience, like, I think that's when we felt like, okay, this is like where, like, he's been with us all along, and this is where we're supposed to be now, and he wants us to adopt a baby. So after the money was raised, we were so excited. We felt like things were gonna happen fast because we got the money fast. And I found out I was pregnant shortly after that. Unfortunately, we miscarried that baby. And then we got matched with a birth mom. And then that ended up falling through.
That was definitely the lowest point for me of the whole journey, was feeling like we were being obedient, feeling like we were doing what we felt like God was asking us to do through the process, through what he was allowing us to go through. And then there was nothing. So coming out of that disappointment, we started to evaluate if it was time to try again. So we had another consult, and we got a call the first week of February saying that there was a mom that really liked our profile and wanted to meet with us. So we got matched, and then a couple weeks later, we went through with the treatment, and lo and behold, both of them were successful.
It felt crazy. It felt
surreal.
Yeah. Like in awe and shock. Also still kind of guarded about things.
For sure.
But really excited.
Nothing compares to that moment when Ridley was born. Seeing her for the first time, just kind of having that experience was, there are no words that can express that. Leaving there, Ridley's grandpa and great-grandparents prayed for us. I'll just never forget what God's family felt like. Like, it was not our family.
No.
It was not their family. This was just a depiction of what God's people looks like on this side of eternity.
She was born in May, and we brought Will home 6 months later. And we had 2 little babies at home, and our lives were forever changed. Life right now is very different, very crazy. Will is just over a year. Ridley's 20 months. They are moving, they're crazy, they're loud. Our house is very chaotic, but they're best buddies. It's so fun to watch them interact. And we're actually expecting another baby, another baby boy due in May.
There was no way we would have gotten through all those ups and downs without the encouragement of friends through church. The ways that we saw God's faithfulness was oftentimes directly as a result of relationships we had with people at Radiant or with family.
Our story was this tension of nothing's working. Maybe we should do something else. Maybe we're not meant to be parents. But then there's this other piece of it where it's like God is in this and he's for us and he's actually sad with us. And it was more just like the ups and downs of learning how to trust when you don't see any results. It just brings you back to his goodness and that he's always good no matter what. And he's not trying to teach us a lesson. He's not trying to bring us to a point to learn something about us or about him. He's actually just so kind and with us.